I'm really going to make an effort. I don't know whether it was being a little bit organised or not, or what the go was, but last week's video got 1,000 clicks. I don't know why. It's one of life's little mysteries. Hi, Mark. I don't know if I've got very much to actually show anyone, to be honest. It's been a bit of a write-off of a weekend. Tea and biscuits, g'day. Thanks for that. Am I back? Is that better? Hey, Darren. Tell us about the new toy, Tea and Biscuits. Saw pictures today. That's as far as I've got. You probably haven't even looked at it either. But anyway, that's very cool. Kim Bazalik, g'day. Too busy with work. That's not a good start. I will expect a video at some point. Mark Shed Talk, g'day. Dan, g'day. Frank Ward, hello. Anyone in Australia got a Holden Grey Motor Carby or a Bedford 6 Carby? Fridge is looking for one. If you're close by Northern Rivers and you've got one in your shed, you're watching this, hit him up because he's pretty keen. He's broke. Matt, good morning. Good morning in Sweden. We're glad you made it okay. All the stuff you need, oils, fuel, blower, etc. Yeah, now it starts. It's you're sort of, the initial purchase doesn't even cut it, and it's not even making a start in the rest. What have I done this week? Very little indeed. I went to the foundry yesterday. Had every intention of getting this guard here cast in aluminium, but no foundry. Doc's broke his thumb. Caught it on something coming down a stairway or something stupid. So no foundryman, or no senior foundryman. So that was all off, and also the Avgas guy is overseas somewhere, so finding quantities of fuel has been a bit sort of ordinary. So no casting, so we didn't get that done. I've still got the pattern, but I haven't got there. We did spend half a day or so, a few hours anyway, messing around and making a decent CNC routed pattern for the nameplate on the roller. So that's something that we did get done. Just got to get up there and pour it. Not sure when that's going to be happening, but probably it won't be this weekend. Could do it, but nah. Anyway, that's that. Haven't even given these two little brackets here a thought. Sorry guys, I haven't really even decided what I'm going to do with them. I've sort of got a drawing that looks half neat, but haven't actually made anything. Maybe at some point I should. Excuse me. Gosh, it's been a big day at work. I got home. My paint box is undergoing some refurbishment. So I've got tins of paint here everywhere. It looks a bit lived in. and at some point they'll go back in it, but right now it's got a stripe around the top and it's going to get some writing on it and some handles and things back on it, and then we can do the front door. But that's what's going on this weekend a bit. Hey, Stuart. I just propped that up there out of the way. This guy's fair bit of progress on this guy, actually. I did this yesterday afternoon, really. Still got to have 3 lines of text on it. It's fairly heavy, so I'm reluctant to post it overseas, but might be up for grabs at some point if anyone's keen. Anyway, that's where we got. Fairly happy with this. I posted some very bad pictures online on Instagram and stuff. They really weren't that good, but I've just laid that out in a grid the same as the other one and copied it out. That's wax pencil. That'll come off pretty easy. But no, Stuart says, and who else? Tea and Biscuits, I think, said it had no knees, but if your feet were like that, you wouldn't need knees. Morning, Paul. So 3 lines of text to go on it, and probably clean up and a bit of a tidy up. A few little jobs I really want to clean up, finish. Get him all working and put a coat of varnish on it, and we might post it up online somewhere, see if I can flog that, because I think that's pretty cool. Whether it's something anyone will hang in their garage, I don't know, but anyway, might be fun. So that was yesterday afternoon. Sunday I spent doing a bit of cleaning and stuff around the place. Don't know if we got much done. Monday was a bit of a write-off, but yeah. I hope we haven't pulled you away from the last half of Pretty Woman or something, Stuart, and we feel terrible about that. So anyway, I think his colour's pretty good, and I think he's really pretty fantastic. I'll put some lettering on him, and that'll make or break it, and see what happens. So that's sort of what we've done. It's kind of where we're at. We're 9 minutes into live stream, and I've pretty well covered up my whole weekend. That's all I did. Meant to have a bit of a clean up. It didn't happen, even a little bit. Got paint here everywhere. I did do a bit on the paint box. That's where we're at with that. I don't know if there's any work for a sign painter out there, but if there is, I'd be pretty happy to do some jobs. Just putting that out there. On this, very little done. Didn't get that guard cast up. Haven't really looked at this. Did find a bit of bar to make this out of. We'll finish that. Did sort of work out some details of how to make this work. Did kind of get the final details here and here all sorted. So probably a weekend would get this back in order. I don't know how many weekends I've got in the next little while. The 8th is going to be training day steam up down at Shatterdale. or the 9th, I think it is. Saturday's the 9th. So pretty much hanging for that. Looking forward to that one. That's this weekend, and then it's the next weekend, I think. Is that right? It's only 2 weekends' time. I've got Friday off because it's Australia Day. Friday we might get in and make a bit of a difference on this. Get in the mill and finish this piece up, put on there, finish this piece up. I reckon probably Friday and Saturday we can get all this finished and on in place. We'll see how we go. I'm reluctant to pull this apart and put that. See, if we cut a groove in here, I've just been looking at this. There's a row of, there's 2 dowel pins and a couple of screws, or 2 dowel pins and a couple of screws, something like that. Or a row of dowel pins, or I'm not sure. Can't really remember. I'd have to have a look at the whole video that hold this top piece on here that we built it up with. Hey, Adam. So we've really got to put some sort of a retaining system in the back here if I cut this through here. I don't think we're cutting it all the way through. It might not matter, but we'll have to investigate that and put a slot in there. That's another job that needs doing. So we've lost a pin out of this. I've put a bolt in it, which is hardly salubrious, really. Oh, it's not going to turn over anyway. It's not connected. Hey Nigel, couple of videos from Nigel. One on talking down bolts, which I thought was really interesting stuff I hadn't really thought about. I'm sure everyone else knows all about that. And one on the die filer too, which is a good video. Go and check out Go Create. See, this is missing a pin. It's fallen out there. This had a circlip and a pin in it like this. Look, it's a pin that goes right through and then a circlip on the top. You can't hear me, can you? Sorry. There's a C-clip or E-clip or something on there. So, need to find a pin or make another pin for there because that one's fallen out. It's a bit of a pain in there. Anyway, you've got to screw that on there, fit that up and screw it on, and then put a knurl on this and put a slot in it. That bit's finished. This bit we need to make a new piece like that with a knurl on it to match that. And fit that up on there. That fits actually on that piece that spins. And that gives us a decent extra bearing surface and all sorts of things. So I think we got that sorted. I don't know if I've got touch time. I make it look like I do lots. I don't really do very much. This weekend I get the gilts because I haven't really done anything at all. I've scratched around with this. I scratched around with some CAD. I scratched around with some paint. I spent probably, this weekend I spent 4 hours on that poster, I guess. And 4 hours or 20 minutes probably on the paint box. Haven't looked at that engine over there in the corner. I haven't looked at any of this. So out of my weekend, that's about all I did. I did go to the foundry and I got a pattern made. But apart from that, I don't really do very much. But no life, that's exactly it. No life. I did, yeah. I don't have a life. Apologies. So, While Adam's there, model engineering is life. Yes, that's correct. As Tea and Biscuits is about to find out, unfortunately. It's going to be a bit of a sudden wake up, probably. But don't say we didn't tell you. This little bracket, which is going to be folded up out of tin, right, comes down here and it's going to have like a riveted piece on the end here, like a T-nut sort of riveted piece on there that I believe that this card's just going to slip down on and lift up on a sort of a keyhole sort of a system. Probably a keyhole in here, and anyway, something like that. So we don't have to take all these off every time we want to unscrew it and take it off to change the belt. So this is going to have it's going to be this shape. It's going to have a bit of a gusset across here, and we're just going to fold this up out of one piece and then fold this down here and put a TIG weld or something to tack on one corner. And that should make all this nice and solid this way, like this. Going to have a tab that folds down here with holes in it, tapped, so that we can put the sensor on this one, running on this surface here. So that's what that's going to look like, Adam, sort of. Anyway, there's some housekeeping. Sorry, guys. Anyone who's not down with that. Anyway. Very much like to organise some more of this belt. I think this is really nice, this belt. I've so far not really had any problems with it. I had a moment of difficulty when I couldn't keep belts on, and then I discovered that this pulley up here's moved. So I straightened all that up and it seems to have fixed it. But it's nice and grippy. It seems really good. But I like to put two belts on this through this hole here. Those two belts go through there and onto the fast and loose up here. Let's have a look here. Some light up there. So there's a cross belt on this other one. This one's a loose one, and this one's a loose one, see? So we've got a cross belt on this one, and standard belt on this one. And what happens is that when you pull this across, in the center position it's here, and then in reverse it's over here, and then in forward it's over here. So this one and this one do the driving in different directions. So we should be able to pull this into reverse and then throw it straight back into backwards again without too many problems. And that all runs on a, we actually see down there, there's a long pulley there, paper pulley. So I would like to get that sorted with some of this belt on there at some point and have that working. But Stuart's got a couple of pedals down there, and I hope he's kept them for me, because I think we're going to run some sort of a pedal system down here. I would like very much probably two pedals. Probably somehow set up with a stop and a reverse, so you can have the thing running and you put your foot on the stop and stop the thing, and then have it reverse. Whether that's going to be electronic control off here, I don't know. But that's all just pipe dreams. It may never happen, but that's the thoughts. Who knows? I don't know if anyone noticed, but there's 1,000 plans for this lathe, and I could just rebuild this lathe all my life. Anyway, notice too that this seems to be running off a bit. I don't know what's caused that, whether I scrape this back down or whether I fix it or whether I put a plate on it. I was drilling a watch crown with this 0.6mm carbide drill. And notice it was a fraction off center here. So I fixed it enough to do the job with a piece of writing paper under that corner of the slide, on that corner of the bed. See there? But I don't know whether that's something I want to fix or whether it's something I need to fix or whether it's something I will fix. Probably the smart way of fixing it is to take the spindle out and the nut out of here, and if I had a steady, which I don't ask about steadies for this machine, it's a touchy subject, run a between centres boring bar through there and bore this, clamp it down fairly tight and anchor it to probably to the saddle or something, or put a screw in it so that we could bore this oversize and put a shrinker sleeve in it. But I'm not feeling like that's really a job I wanted to undertake. That would fix it conclusively. And it'd get this spindle back. The spindle's not bent, nothing like that. Like the squill's not bent. Everything seems pretty good. It's just a bit worn on the base. And probably, to be honest, if we found another tailstock, we might fix that. But don't have any access to one of them either. Anyway. It's less than ideal at the moment. It's not up to the standard of the rest of it, this tailstock. So my mind is put some sort of a support lug out there, or make a support lug that we can actually bolt on the bed with a bush in it, and run a between centres boring bar in the forejaw out against that, and bore this 2 millimetre over, at least 2 millimetres, probably 3 millimetres over, and shrink a sleeve in it. That might be very nice. Hey, Journeyman Randy. Probably could add a permanent metal shim. It's only about 5. Like, seriously, it's thickness of 2 sheets of paper. It's like, what's that, 6 thou, something like that, 7 thou. Feels a bit. I mean, probably you could run a bit of DevCon in it or something. Don't know. Morning, David. Could probably shim it and screw it. I don't like those chances very much. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. But not sure that picking it up is going to move it that way, but I'm not sure what it's doing for the centre height this way either. So I'm sort of suspicious that it's pretty close on centre here, and moving it that way is only really a compromise because it lifts it up a little bit as well. So the ideal way would be to rebore it, but the absolute ideal way would be to find a Lorch Model 2 Morse Taper 2 tailstock somewhere in Germany. That would be ideal. Don't know what's involved in that. I've never managed to find one yet. So there we go. What's going to happen at some point is that this telephone, this mobile device is going to go flat because someone didn't recharge it. Someone didn't recharge it this morning when they went to work. So if that happens, I think live stream's over. So just so you know, when we drop out, just go home. That's all we are. Take care, Mats. Have a great day. Good luck with the passport and stuff. So there are various ways to fix that tailstock tea and biscuits, but to be honest, if we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it properly. So that, to my mind, is probably the best way, is to bore it oversized, get a decent piece of tubing to go in it, or a decent piece of make a sleeve for it and put it in there and run a reamer through it between centres probably. Anyway, we could just run a reamer between centres, make some sort of a centre out that end and ream it, but it's a bit of a job. There's a bit of messing around to do it. It'd be nice to have it done. Might have a bit of a look on ebay.de or Polish eBay or Eastern Europe eBay and see what we can find. Anyway, we're on this pet subject again. I'm sorry about that, but that's sort of what's occupying a bit of my time at the moment. Haven't really done very much with the Bay of Peacock engine at all. Sort of really haven't done much. A little bit of a few drawings and things, and had a bit of a look at the studs and things and what needed, but we need more drawings, and that's going to wait a bit. This place is a bit of a brothel. You do that too, but it doesn't always go in the same spot, so you're really making it worse. You're not really fixing it. When's the next trip to the foundry? Probably, I don't think it's going to happen until after our Steam weekend, which is the 9th of February. I think it might be the weekend after or the one after that, because at the moment, give Doc time to fix his thumb and the Avgas man time to get back. So it's going to be 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get that done. Apart from that, we're all over the place. I've got drawers out of my paint box here. I've got tools everywhere. This place really we could spend a weekend just cleaning it up, and that might be a job for one day next week. Get that done. I've got a piece of what I assume is 4140, and we'll set that up and we'll make that out of that. Machine this end down in the lathe and bullet drill it probably. See how much sticks out of the chuck, and then slice him off and turn him around and finish it, bore it. We've got a bush for this, so we found a bearing to go on there. Should be good. I did put a couple of new grub screws. I put one new grub screw in here. I had a heap of crappy grub screws. I don't know why. If you have a link to that video, Adam, I would very much like to see. But I had some crappy grub screws. My fingernails are terrible. In that you put them in and tighten them up, and then you can't get them out because the hole just turns slotted, like it turns round. So I've got to get that one out. And I've got this one, which is a bit too long, but that's a decent grub screw. And I'll probably trim the end of that and the collet and put that back together. No, you didn't. There was no talking about doing the saw bench bearings. We were in absolute denial about that one. What saw bench? No, we'll get onto that. Got to wait for someone to find me a bit of steel for that, and then we'll be. When we find a bit of steel, we'll be all systems go. I'll come down for a couple of weekends. We'll get it done. You're busy building a shed anyway, so I don't want to disrupt you in any way. You know, I wouldn't like to come down and hang around and stand in the way and make you feel like that you weren't getting things done. So don't want to be that person. No, we'll fix the boring bar. We'll get it all sorted. I've got it all in progress. So even if you forget about the boring bar, we'll actually just get it done, I think. But it won't be till after the steam weekend, and then we'll get a bit more enthusiastic about it. And Dan's got a materials hard to hold up for steel on the shed. But the shed's starting to look pretty good, I think. It's got the doors on. Pretty awesome. He's doing a great job. So probably half a day would make that piece. And look, a couple of hours with the milling machine had finished this. And yeah, has it got a roof on it? I think that he's putting purlins in. I think that's the next job. So I don't think the roof's very far away. That's how I'm feeling about that. Anyway, not very much really to share. I'm sorry about that, guys. I really appreciate you all tuning in. Who's got a video up? I don't think Dan did. Team Biscuits, I'm expecting one at any point. Who else has got a video? If you've got a video on YouTube, stick your hand up. Tell us about it. Nigel has 2 videos this week. Dan should be doing carby rebuild videos. That's what he should be doing. Stuart's working himself up to do one. Anyway, I can't really talk because I haven't got one up this weekend either. So that's a bit slack. There might be one next weekend showing all these bits. And you walked to Graham's and had a beer. Good stuff. Didn't fall in the dam or anything. I've also got brushes there. I've got a bag full of brushes there to fix. So that's another job that we need to do. But everyone says just hacksaw them out and file them up. So I may just do that. Yeah, we saw one. I went and had a look at one, Nigel. That's awesome. This weekend I might get those brushes done too, and then there's no excuse. Might actually do that. Also, probably should do these if we're having a steam weekend. There's three little brass caps there that wouldn't take very much finishing off. It's not a very big job. It's just a very messy job because they're brass and they put shavings everywhere, and I really don't like machining brass very much, so I've been putting them off. Anyway, no new tools, no new supplies. You can do them down the Myford. I'll get the bottoms all finished up. I've got a drawer in here. It's really not a big deal. And the Malorch is probably much more capable of it. Once I get started into them, it's all right, really. We just get in and finish them. Pick up the first one and do it. The rest will follow pretty quick. Anyway, I feel like I haven't done very much this weekend, but really I haven't stopped much either. Didn't sort of have to lay in. I was up at 6 and out every morning nearly. Anyway, keep saying that. But it's a very quiet weekend. Really appreciate you all tuning in, and really it's awesome to catch up, and it's awesome to have a few minutes every week when all the awesome people are gathered together in my workshop and we can talk about stuff, bounce some ideas off it. Dan's taken all the doors out of the boilers. They all need a good wash out that weekend, I reckon. Yeah. We do that, then Sunday we might steam something. But yeah, many hands will make light work. Won't hurt to get some jobs done. A good wash out on the roller wouldn't hurt at all. Would be a good idea. At some point, Dan, too, we've got to organise a boiler inspector for the Fowler. I'm going to have a look and see what that actual date is and have some sort of an idea what it's going to cost. Yeah, we could steam the Roby. I mean, probably, yeah, there's plenty of water. We could probably steam the roller too, but I'm not sure I'm feeling that energetic, to be honest. Anyway, anyone who wants to turn up, come and kick around and meet some people and partake in the fun. Film the washout process, we certainly can. Make a bit of a list of things. We probably should make a bit of an effort to actually film some processes. Probably quite useful. But it's basically a matter of hitting the thing with a hose with all the doors open. There's not a lot of science involved in it, to be honest. Getting the doors in and sealing them, yeah. And how Fridge manages to get PJ on his ears and things like that. All those mysteries that happen through the process. It's very interesting. Anyway, it's been 40 minutes. I think I'm going to call it because my phone's nearly flat, or my device is nearly flat, and I haven't really done very much. But I appreciate you all tuning in, and there'll be more snakes and stuff like that. We'll try and have a camera going most of the weekend. I think it might be fun. Look forward to going and have a bit of a look at your machine too. TM Biscuits, seeing some pictures. We make a first aid video too, treating snake bite. Anyway, I know none of you are close by to Northern Rivers, New South Wales, but if you were, Come out for the day. Should be fun. That's the 9th, I think, and the 10th or something like that. Anyway, I'm out. And bring beer. There's you go. That's good. Bring enough alcoholic beer and Coke and shit as well. Or I didn't say that. Coke and stuff for everyone else. If anyone wants to be picked up at the train station or wants to be picked up off a plane or something, hit us up and we'll certainly do that. Coke, yeah, mushrooms, whatever. Anyway, be good and I'll catch you next time. Don't bring Coke. Step 1, place them in milling machine. Do we know how to stop this? Why won't it stop? Oh, there it is. Someone's changed the position of the stop button. Anyway, we'll catch you guys.